Lutheran Seminary. The rebels were pouring many more troops into the fight. They drove us back through the fields in front of the seminary buildings, where fortunately some of the men had torn down the fences and made a barricade. We put our cannon behind the barricade, and the infantry arrayed around us. We tried desperately to make a stand, but there were more rebels pouring into the fight. They had so many available they could pin us down from the front and simultaneously work around both of our flanks. We had no choice. We had to get out. Unfortunately, we were holding far too long. The commander of our 1st Corps Artillery had misunderstood his orders. He didn't know anything about Cemetery Hill on the south side of town. He was told to hold that hill, Cemetery Hill, at all costs. But he didn't know about it, and he thought the courier said Seminary Hill. We were holding way too long until we saw the infantry start to retreat down through the railroad cut. We knew we had to get out, and we limbered up. And then we started down Chambersburg Street, first at the trot and then the gallop. We lashed the horses and the guns and the limbers and the caissons bounced down Chambersburg Street as the infantry ran alongside of us. And as we passed Christ Lutheran Church, I looked off to my right. Dear God, the surgeons were piling the arms and legs outside the doors and windows of the church. No scene like that should ever be seen at a house of God. And when we reached the center of the square in Gettysburg, the soldiers that had gone out to the north side of town, they had collapsed as well. They were retreating down through the square. It was a melee of Union troops retreating down through Gettysburg with the rebels hot on our heels. Everyone was trying to get out Baltimore Street. But fortunately, one of our generals had placed some troops up on Cemetery Hill to give us a fallback position. We were all struggling to get out that way. So many soldiers on Baltimore Street that a young lady named Anna Garlock said she could have walked across Baltimore Street at the heads of the soldiers without ever touching the ground. And I think she was probably right. Finally, we struggled our way out Baltimore Street. And finally, we reached Cemetery Hill. And for a moment, we could catch our breath. But we got out there without the Alcorn brothers. Alexander had taken a terrible wound, and we knew he wouldn't make it. Some of the boys carried him to the home of one of the seminarians, but his brother James, he helped us limber up, and then he refused to leave his dying brother, knowing full well the rebels would be there at any moment. But after helping us limber back up, he went back to be with his brother. Oh, bless you, boys. We lost so many good men. As for the people of Gettysburg, the rebels now occupy the town.